If you escape the early morning traffic jams of Bangkok, it'll take you less than 2 hours to drive out to where Panoi lives in the plains of central Thailand. You pass the airport and then journey northwards most slowly into the country alongside the main canal. From it, branch a dozen smaller canals, and these provide the bloodstream of life for the farmers of Nakhon province. They use the canal waters to irrigate their rice lands. Land is precious, and every possible member of the family is needed to work on it. Panoi's husband is dead, and her eldest daughter away in Bangkok. But her son Panoi and her daughter Wani work with her, plowing the fields. It means heavy work and long hours, with only a short rest for food in the heat of the day. Panoi is a village midwife, or Motamye, but she is first and foremost a farmer. Being a midwife is a sideline. There are perhaps 3 babies born in the village every month, but the land is always there to be cared for. It is at times like Songkran, the festival of the Thai New Year, that Panoi realizes she has a special place in the community. On these occasions, respect is shown to the elders. For Panoi, a special bamboo seat has been prepared. Many of the people who have come to the celebration began life in her hands. She has delivered more than 500 babies over the last 30 years. One family in particular comes to pay respect and to pour holy water on her. More than 20 years ago, she delivered the mother, and later she was called upon to deliver both of her children. There are other ways in which her service to the community is repaid. Many hands are needed when the time comes for planting rice, and Panoi's neighbors willingly wade into her fields to help her and her children in their work. There comes one day, a time of special joy and pride for Panoi. Her eldest daughter, Nitya, comes home from Bangkok after 18 months. She went there to take the government course in midwifery. Panoi learned her skills from watching and working with her grandmother, a Motamye before her. She had encouraged her eldest daughter to get the best training available, even though it meant sacrificing a pair of hands from the farm. Panoi has waited a long time for this moment. But for Nitya, this moment is not so much the completion of a course as the beginning of a job. She tells her mother what she has seen in Bangkok. The millions of people, the bad housing, and the poor sanitation. The city grows bigger every year with people crowding in from places like Nakhon. We have to provide an alternative for young people here, she tells her mother, by improving conditions for them in the countryside. Nitya soon has the chance to do so. She starts work at a second-class health center in the neighboring town. She helps the women who come during their months of pregnancy, and she goes to their homes to help in delivery and to talk about family planning. Panoi listens to Nitya's account of her new job in a rather distant way. She considers that her own role is set in life and won't change. However, one morning, two of the government midwives come visiting. They tell her there is going to be a training course for Motamye at the health center. They will be there for 4 days. The main idea is to interest the midwives in telling the village women about the family planning series that are available. Panoi agrees to join the course without much persuasion. There is a lot to learn during the 4 days. First of all, the midwives are given a basic course on the reproductive organs. Many of these women, who have brought hundreds of children into the world, have not had a chance before to see in graphic form how the whole process of conception, pregnancy, and birth takes place. Next, they are given a refresher course in home delivery. They are told how important it is that all the instruments used in delivery should be kept clean and sterilized. For many of the midwives, hygiene of this sort is automatic already, but others are still using a bamboo knife to cut the cord. Finally, the midwives are told about the severity of the population problem in Thailand. 42 million people already, and the population growing by more than 1 million a year. They are shown how this growth puts a strain on health services and economic development. They are instructed in methods of birth control, and they are taught how to motivate the young mothers and their husbands to plan proper spacing between babies so as to ensure better health for both mother and children. Since they will need to work closely with the local health workers and the community leaders, they are also taught how to get cooperation and when to refer women to the local health clinic. At the end of the course, they are given a government certificate. From now on, they are part of a team which starts with their work at the village level. Soon after Panoi returns from the course, she gets a call late at night. Thitma, a close neighbor, comes to ask her to return with him to his home where his wife is in active labor. Panoi finds out from him that the pains began at dusk and are getting more severe. Her youngest daughter, Phuonglek, still a schoolgirl, goes with them. The scene in Thitma's house, his wife Nuan, lying on a mat, is like many others in Panoi's life. She does familiar things that she has done for many years, like listening to the heartbeat of the unborn child. But the refresher course has had its influence on her. Each of the jobs she has to do, she does a little more methodically. Preparing a clean mat for the mother to lie on. Getting Thitma to boil the water. Sterilizing the instruments. Disinfecting her hands. Washing the mother's abdomen and pubic area to prevent infection. Instructing the mother how to push out the baby. She has plenty of confidence and can reassure Thitma and his wife that everything will be all right and the reward for her endurance will be a healthy child. Panoi has cut many cords before, but this time she follows the points she has learned in the refresher course. While bathing the child, Panoi keeps in mind that a baby's temperature drops quickly after birth, and it must be kept warm. There are 13,000 more Tamye like Panoi in the rural parts of Thailand, and they attend the births of maybe 2/3 of all the children born these days. The doctors and government midwives could not possibly attend all these births. The traditional midwives play a critical part in the country's healthcare system. Panoi's work is done for the night. She could be tired for work in the fields tomorrow, for she is nearly 60. Happily, the next day is Wan Pra, a Buddhist holiday. It is a day for making special offerings to the monks. It is a day also when Thai farmers break their normal routine. They stay away from their fields and give their buffaloes rest and care. Panoi and her family worked instead around the house. In the afternoon, Panoi and Phuonglek visit Titma's house to see how the mother and baby are doing, and to help do some of the housework if necessary. She massages the mother's legs and she talks to her about caring for herself and the baby. She raises the question of family planning with both Titma and his wife, suggesting they won't want to start any more babies until the newborn child has been cared for past the first 2 years of life when the danger of sickness is greatest. Panoi tells her she will show her some methods of family planning on her next visit. Titma pays her a small amount for her services. On their way home, Phuonglek says she would like to be some sort of midwife or nurse herself one day. Her mother and Nitya have shown her 2 ways in which she can help the people she has known all her life. If thousands of young girls think as she does, it can make a great difference to the future of Thailand.